Brad Travis.
Oh, quiet weather out there this evening. We're looking live at the Parkway. Looking good out there tonight. It's comfortable, we'll call it that. But overall, it's still warm, 83 degrees. Overnight lows are going to be close to 80 and even the mid-70s out there. The inner cities with more concrete, all that, we're talking about 80 for the overnight low. So another really warm start out there. A little bit of ground clutter around the radar site there over in Jackson County. A couple of showers north of Chattanooga, but that's about it. We don't expect much tomorrow, but we could see some rogue showers or even a thunderstorm. Light east-southeast wind at 4 tonight, barely a breeze, 75 and muggy. This will be the average low, and sunrise a little later, I should say, at 5:51, and sunset just a touch later. You're really going to start to notice it here in the next few weeks as we get into August, those sunset times getting earlier and earlier. 94 tomorrow, heat index 104. The temperature stay in the low 90s into the weekend. The heat index will likely stay below the criteria for a heat advisory until we get to Sunday. Then we start to warm up again. Here's a look at satellite and radar. You can see those showers here along the Cumberland Plateau. And more importantly here for the Gulf Coast, we've got this weak wave, it's kind of a tropical easterly wave. That's why everything's moving from the east to the west, and that's why everything was moving that way up here today as well. What's going to happen is a weak area low pressure is kind of spinning down there. It's going to track off to the northwest and eventually just fill in. But before it does that, it's going to slingshot some showers, a few thunderstorms up here Friday and then Saturday. Not a lot of big coverage with it, but there will be a few stronger thunderstorms, locally heavy rain, kind of like what we've seen the last few days. But notice down here, Thursday morning, 7 a.m., showers and storms mostly off the coast. If you're going down to the Gulf Coast and towards the weekend, I will tell you the rip currents are going to be stronger down there. May have some red flags going too. And the other thing is you're going to deal with some locally heavy rainfall. As we get into tomorrow afternoon, not much around here. In fact, just a rogue shower or thunderstorm, plenty of heat. The scattered showers and thunderstorms, the stronger ones, heavy rain, gusty winds will be down there towards Pensacola, Mobile, Orange Beach. And you notice that area low pressure kind of spins off towards the Texas coastline. But around here, we see that tropical moisture surge back to the north. As we get into Friday afternoon, notice 7 a.m. Friday, not much going on. But once we warm up into the mid to upper 80s, we start to see these scattered showers and thunderstorms firing up, and then they fade away right at sunset. And we do the same thing again as we get into Saturday. By the noon hour, not much going on, but more scattered showers and thunderstorms. I think the better chance is going to be out towards the shoals, but those will weaken too as the sun sets. Here's your 10-day forecast. Notice low 90s, then upper 90s, and then 100 Wednesday, 100 Thursday, might even hit 102 in some areas. Heat index could approach 110, but I will say sometimes when we get these areas of high pressure, the air starts to dry out a bit. It compresses it, so therefore we could see high temperatures of 100, heat index of 105. But you also notice next Friday and Saturday, we may get back to normal. The first week of August may be normal or slightly below normal temperature-wise.
But you first have to get through the feel like 110 or whatever.
Yeah, you go through the furnace to the other side to get back to normal.
Maybe I'm naive, but with so much rain we've received, it's been a while since we've seen 100.
It has. That's one of the reasons is when the humidity is so high, you typically don't hit 100 degrees because the sun is actually trying to get the water out of the air and evaporate it. Therefore, it takes away from that. But it all evens out with the heat index. That's why we have the heat index.
There you go.
How it really feels.
Now we know. Thank you, Brad.